What's up, JEFusion fans? This is Philip and welcome back to another video. So, now I've decided to make this random video and we're going to talk about Kamen Rider Saber, specifically the Cross Saber form or Kamen Rider Cross Saber. Now, actually, I have made a video about this before, linked down in the description. However, I am actually going to focus on the lore, and this is gonna be more about the hows and whys. Uh, yes, for illustrative purposes, I have here Kamen Rider Cross Saber. This is specifically the Crimson Dragon. So we're gonna talk about this guy, right? Again, this is more into the story, not really the behind the scenes, not the production side of things, just purely based on the lore and the story. So we're going to make sense as to why Kamen Rider Cross Saber doesn't have a unique form on its own, and it's just basically a repaint of Brave Dragon. So again, that's what we're going to answer here. Now, of course, if you haven't seen Kamen Rider Saber yet, I mean, it's been more than a year since it was out, wasn't it? So, I mean, go ahead and watch it first, of course, before moving on with this video. But if you don't mind spoilers, and again, I mean, it's been more than a year, right? So, again, with that said, spoilers probably, but this video is more of like me, formulating my own ideas based on what I have observed, okay? So simply by watching the show, and I didn't have to go over to like Toei's official websites or like fandom wikis and stuff like that. So none of those details, right? So just plain observation by watching the show. So with that said, enjoy. So again, we have here Kamen Rider Cross Saber, and why is he just a repaint? Now, to answer that question, let me just clarify something, right? So all of Toma's power-ups, or Saber's power-ups, have always been based on the Wonder Ride books. So I have here, for example, the Elemental Dragon. So this is actually perfect because this was the form that directly came before Cross Saber. So again, we have here the Wonder Ride book that allows Toma to transform into the Elemental Dragon. And then we have here Cross Saber. So this is, again, specifically the Crimson Dragon. But you still can obviously see the parts that were also used, in the original Crimson Dragon form, albeit with significant changes. So again, why is that, we just repainted the suits and not create an entirely new form? So, with that said, right, like, just like I've mentioned earlier, the power-ups and even, the forms in general come from the Wonder Ride books. So what about the swords? Now, I would say that the swords like serve as the base, or they give you the base of the suit, and then the Wonder Ride books allow the user, or they give the details that complete the armor, right? So again, let's take Elemental Dragon for example. So Toma looks like this, or Kamen Rider Saber looks like this, because it takes designs from the Primitive Dragon and the Elemental Dragon Wonder Ride books. And, the same thing with this Cross Saber. So, yes, you do have, like, Storm Eagle in the middle. Yeah, the Brave Dragon, and then the Sayu Journey. So, again, think of it like this, right? So, this is a Sodo toy. And a Sodo toy isn't complete without its accessories. So Basically, if you imagine like this, so with only the sword, right? So it gives you like the body, but not the armor and other accessories that come with it. So that's the purpose of the Wonder Ride books. So that's why, you know, when Toma transformed into Cross Saber for the first time, he used the Brave Dragon, right? So up until that point, Toma's power-ups and other forms came from the Wonder Ride books as well. Again, case in point, Elemental Dragon. So Toma has never had a form that is completely based on the sword. However, like I've just mentioned a few minutes ago, or just a while ago, the swords give you like the base suit, but not actually the armor necessarily to to give you all that details. So yes, you do have the blade crown, which is basically another smaller version, just the tip of the sword mounted onto the head, and the base colors, right? So that's all that the sword gives you, and I would say like Kamen Rider Cross Saber, at least like the Brave Dragon is plenty powerful enough to stand up against, let's say, Kamen Rider Solomon, and at least it even was able to match up against Kamen Rider Storius. But you know, let's say if maybe you'd be asking, so if we're just gonna repaint suits, then why not repaint the Elemental Dragon instead? Now, I guess there's a point to be made there, but I do think there's an answer why. So, so Elemental Dragon has the ability to control elements such as fire, water, lightning, earth, and wind, but let's take a look at the abilities of the Haoken Cross Saber. So, if if you noticed already, so the Haoken Cross Saber was created when all of the other sacred swords were combined. So each sacred sword had an elemental affinity on its own. So with that said, whenever Toma uses the Haoken Cross Saber to summon the other swords, right? By extension, he also gains the ability to control whatever element is associated with those swords. So let's say, for example, he summons, I don't know, like Reka, Nagare, and Ikazuchi all at the same time. So he is able to use fire, water, and lightning element attacks at the same time. And there is also an advantage to the Haoken Cross Saber, or the Cross Saber form, compared to the Elemental Dragon. You see, all the elements that I've mentioned, right? So those are the elements that the Elemental Dragon can use. Again, fire, water, lightning, wind, and earth. But this form has no access to all the other elements, such as light, dark, sound, time, and smoke. So, with that said, right, uh, even if we put the elemental dragon, let's say, so even if we use the elemental dragon as the Wonder Ride book for Haoken Cross Saber, so the elemental dragon's abilities would actually be pointless. Again, given the fact that when Toma is able to summon the swords using the cross saber, he's also able to use other elements as well, which are connected to the other swords. So, sorry, Elemental Dragon. Now, if we do use the Elemental Dragon, I do think that, maybe the only thing that's going to be different are maybe slightly higher attack stats, like maybe somewhat stronger punching and kicking power. But again, it's all in the sword. Toma's not really gonna have to punch and kick everything that's in his way. He's a swordsman, so he has the sword to take care of everything. So that's why I think, you know, it was really unnecessary to give Toma a brand new suit, let's say. So maybe, on the production side, it's just cheaper to repaint the whole suit, at least for the Brave Dragon, Crimson Dragon, and exclusive to the Cross Saber is the Featuring Saber, which uses uh, all forms or all the Wonder Ride books used by Toma, Bintaro, and Kento to transform, So, like Brave Dragon, Lion Senki, and Lamp de Alangina. So, I don't have that form, so this is just all Red Wonder Ride books for Toma. So, yeah, this is Crimson Saber. So, yeah, that's how I think it is, right? So, basically, what I'm trying to say is that, making a completely different suit for Toma really would have been unnecessary because of what because of the functions of the Howken Cross Saber and how Wonder Ride books work, in conjunction with that. So with that said, I hope, Kamen Rider Cross Saber makes sense. I know it's not the best final form out there for any Kamen Rider, but like it kind of grew on me. It's not my favorite form at all, but at least by observing closely what happened and how the form was used in battle, so I at least have an understanding as to why. Okay, so again, this is all based on observations in the show and just the lore side of things. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do leave a like, comment what you think, if does my explanation make sense to you. Even if not, just comment anyway. I could care less. just just leave a comment, sure, why not. So also share this video, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get the latest from JEFusion, because next time is actually going to be a part 2 of this video, kind of, because we'll be discussing more about, the Wonder Almighty form for Kamen Rider Saber. So again, we're going to talk about why uh, we just, have no suit for that, or rather, it's just, Brave Dragon with higher stats, basically. So again, that's going to be in the next video, so make sure you're subscribed and, you hit that notification bell so you get to see the video when it's out. So again, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!